All right, we're starting with our Fab 15 whip around, look around the city, the area, high school basketball. And one of my first stops here, Lawrence Central, and Phil Washington going into his second year as the Bears coach. And a lot of excitement, I know, Phil, around your program. And I had a chance to watch your open gym this morning, and a couple of young men, Lampley brothers, kind of stand out. But to start with this, you're coming off a I'll let you say how you felt about last season. It's kind of up and down, I would say, to a certain extent. But where do you feel like you are now, maybe compared to where you were a year ago with this program?
Okay, well, last year we didn't have that many high expectations. I know a lot of people pretty much wrote the team off from last year. And for them to have actually ending with a winning season record was very positive. I think it was a positive outlook for a lot of people from the outside looking in. So with us to get some talent coming in and also some young guys developing, we're pretty excited about what's cooking at LC and what's upcoming down the pipeline. So I think this season we should be exciting to watch. A lot of things that we had last year, like on how hard we play and get after it, I think we'll have that, but we also now will have size and length and being able to rebound the ball, and so we're excited.
And I know how you like to play. I covered your teams at Addicts when you were running and gunning, and you were trying to get after people defensively. Playing up tempo is kind of, I think, how you like to play. I think that's a fair assessment of what your style is. How does that fit with what you've got this year, or are you looking to play a different way?
Well, I think we can change up on how we play. I think we're our talent level is pretty deep. I think we have 10 to 12 guys that can actually play on all levels of varsity basketball. So that will be able to not only have us be able to play fast, but we learned from Charlie Hughes playing a good Gary West team that we can actually sit back into a zone and we can actually swallow the floor up with our length. So us learning that and us finding different tactics on how to approach the defensive side, I think it makes us dangerous because now we have more than one attack ways on defense and defensive schemes. So now you're going to have to really prepare for us to either swallow up the court with our length or be fast, because we have little guys that are fast and we have guys that can take up a lot of space. So.
And I'll start with you have the Lampley brothers. Kenneth is a sophomore, Landon a freshman.
Yes.
They both just took a picture of them. They look they're about the same size, I would say, maybe 6'5".
Yeah, it's about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Good length. And then also Nizyi Davis is supposed to be playing this year, and he didn't play last year because of an injury. So you're looking at another 6'6", 6'7". We have some other size in Bradley Mason and Trayvon Davis. And then you have Albert Gooden.
Mm-hmm.
It gives him a chance to not be the undersized big man. It actually gives him a chance to play in his actual role as a wing or a guard or a point guard but he's going to be a matchup problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think having multiple guys in that 6'6", 6'5" range that can dribble, pass, shoot puts us in a lot of mismatch
mm-hmm.
that we'll be able to create.
Landon and Kenneth just offered by Rutgers not too long ago, and I know you've had some other coaches in here. We talked earlier about Notre Dame, Purdue, obviously Rutgers. You're going to have some more in, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Xavier, some others. So already these guys at a pretty young age on the radar. I think the Lampley name is already known as far as girls basketball goes.
Yes.
Now it's going to be known pretty quicker on the boys basketball side, but going into this year, what are your expectations for those two players in particular as they get adjusted to, 4A is a pretty high level of basketball?
Yes.
I think obviously watching here today, they have that ability, but what do you expect out of them?
Oh, I expect them to continue to grow as they go. They both play high level circuit basketball, so they've been exposed to high level basketball. So I wouldn't, 4A basketball, but us playing in the MIC is going to be an adjustment. Size, physicality, that's going to be something to adjust. But how they play. Kenneth is going to be a great wing guy that can pick and pop, that can get big offensive rebounds and hit big shots. Landon, he's pretty much universal, a hybrid player. And a lot of schools are going after him now and starting to see and find out about his IQ level, his feel for the game is off the charts. So we're excited to see him blend in with the seniors, with the upperclassmen that have been here. You mix in with Doron Harris, very good guard coming back, and he's only a junior. Those guys look up to like Doron and Shea Brownlow. So it's a great helping hand. Everybody's helping each other and keeping each other accountable. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about Landon this morning was he just seems to understand the game so well. And maybe that's being from a younger brother. You get to watch a lot of basketball.
Well, yeah, he's, the whole family. They're a basketball family. If they're not in school or if they're not working out, then they're probably watching, film on themselves or somebody else on breaking down on how they can get better. It's nonstop in that house. So I think that all commends to what they have going on in their house.
With this team this year, and you spoke on some of the guys that you expect to be key contributors for you going in, and like you said, 12-10 last season. Kind of looks like a team you're going to have some good size, like you mentioned. I was going to ask you about Albert Gooden, though, because he's now with the football team. He plays a key role. He's a running back and a linebacker and a real leader for that team. But how do you see him? He's a guy that not very often where you have a guy who's got already 2 years experience playing, and that's got to be a positive for you.
Yeah, that's a big positive for us. And then, like I said, it will give us an opportunity for him to actually play his role. He's been asked to do so many different things, play the the big play, guard the best player and do all that good stuff. So now with the team that we do have, it gives us time for him to get his basketball legs back, because that is a transition when you play football and then you jump right into basketball. So once he gets his basketball legs back, it's going to be a problem. So we're excited for his growth and for him to have different tools out there, different mass. I call them weapons of destruction, the Lampley. So
And Nizyi Davis, you mentioned him earlier. He's a Wisconsin tight end recruit.
Yes.
And I know you were excited about him last year, and then he had the injury.
Yes.
You definitely missed him from that stand. What will he bring to the table? He's going to be a senior who, he's already got his football commitment taken care of. But seems like he's a guy who could be a real key piece for you.
Oh yes, he will be the size. He'll be the strength. He'll be the muscle. And I wasn't putting him in the box and saying that, hey, we have a big now, but we have more size. We have length. And, I don't really put my size in the box. So, I have him be able to play all over the floor because I think it makes everybody dangerous and universal. But his size, depth, athleticism, and what he brings to the game. And like I said, before he was hurt the summer before in the Charlie Hughes, he was – a man. So we're expecting him to come in being a man and some. We know he's approached his PT very seriously. He's out there on the football field doing great now. And as you said, Wisconsin recruit. So he's on a Division I regiment on to getting his body all the way right. So we need that. And I think you have guys out there on the floor, you can be dangerous.
We talked earlier, and you may have to take this up with Mosey Barnes, your athletic director, but you have 14 road games this season. The Road Warriors are the Bears are the Road Warriors this year.
Yeah, well, I don't know who and how that happened from last year, because last year we had, it was the luxury of us being at home a lot, so we loved that, but you never think about the next year when you have to flip-flop it. So, but I think it's going to grow this team up. We're excited about our road trips that we have, and then we go to Evansville to play in one of their showcase games, and we get to stay down there, so that's going to be fun. That's in the Christmas time. Of course, we play the Fishers tournament, and we get to play Greenfield Central on Valentine's Day, and we just got that. That was the last game that we were able to pick up, so we're excited about that. Along with the whole mixed schedule and outside that schedule. It's arguably one of the top, toughest schedules, but I think it gets you ready for a sectional 10, which we get to host. So we're excited about that. So I think after those 14 road games and little stuff here and there, I think we'll be able to be ready.
That's going to be the Evansville weekend, I believe. I'm going to try to get down for that too.
Yeah.
That looks like a cool deal. Coach Burkhart's doing down there.
Yeah. A lot of good games is going on. I think we played the 4 o'clock game. But I know it's a lot of different games that's going to happen that day. So we're excited to be a part of the mix. Hopefully next year we can get invited to Sneakers for Santa and hopefully the Newcastle game. So that's a good goal for us.
Well, to wrap it up here, Phil, you have, like you mentioned, I was going to end with this, but you host Sectional 10 this year. It's a little bit different with the, and we've written about this and talked about it, but the way the sectionals are set up now, it's just a 5-team sectional. It's a lot of the familiar foes, but you drop Cathedral and Attucks are going to 3A. So it's basically that group that it used to be without them. But you guys are able to host it this year, and I'm sure after all those road games, it'll be nice to come back here and host that sectional.
Yes. And as we always say with Sectional 10, I think goes by the draw.
Mm-hmm.
That would really, I think matchups is going to be a big thing in Sectional 10. 5 teams that are going to be very, very competitive. I think the only team that we're not going to see during the season is Tech. Yep. Yeah, it's Tech, but everybody else will be pretty much familiar with each other. So it's going to be, I think, I'm anticipating every game to be close. So
it always is in Sectional 10, it seems like.
Yeah.
So you got
yes, it is.
LN early in the year as usual, and you'll see North Central down the road as well. And who am I not thinking of here? Yeah, Warren too. Warren will be, they'll be obviously a very good team as well. But yeah, Phil Washington here, starting with our Fab 15. Look around the area of the top teams, and Phil, as always, thanks for having me out, and good luck this season.
Thank you for coming out.